Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here. In this video, I'm going to talk about another place, another geographic area in Italy that you might not be aware of, and you might have a big surprise. Because as we see in the previous video, I'm going to explore with you all these places that might be unknown for you, in which you will find some specific tax benefit, a lot of fiscal regulation that allows you to pay less taxes or improve your business because maybe you're not pay VAT in certain cases, or simply because you pay less taxes or you have favorable regimes. Now, for this specific video, I'm going to show you that in Italy it exists another country. So it's a complete independent republic, which is called the Republic of San Marino. I'm going to show you on the map where exactly it's located. So if you see Italy here, and we are going to zoom, there is this place very close to the sea, Adriatic Sea, which is called San Marino here. As you can see, it's a completely different country. It's the only country, along with the Vatican City, survived after the Italian unification in 1861, and basically it's completely independent. It's composed. The administration, of course, isn't a republic. It has two prime ministers called Cavalieri Reggenti. This is the particular name, which they change each 6 months. So it's a very particular republic, and it's very old. I think it's one of the oldest republics in the world ever that we have had. So if you read here in the Wikipedia, we will find that San Marino is a mountainous microstate surrounded by north central Italy, among the world's oldest republic. It retains much of historic and architecture, and it's located on the slopes of the Monte Titano. So basically, it's a country which is on the mountain here. And I want to show you some picture about it. So as you can see here, it's a very, very nice place also to live. Look how beautiful is the place here. So this is the capital. San Marino is on this Titano Mountains, as you can see here, and all the city, it's just around this big castle here. As you can see here, it's very small. The population is around 30,000 inhabitants, and this is the parliament. This is where this is the government building. So that's it. That's pretty small. And as you can see, as you can imagine, and this is the lower area. So it's the place where you have more modern buildings, and the rest of the cities and the population grew through the years. The thing of San Marino is that you might associate this small country as a fiscal haven. For a certain extent, is true, but it used to be more in the past. Now, it's not really a fiscal haven. It's something like a country that you pay less taxes, but moving to San Marino, it's an evaluation that needs to be done carefully. I'm going to explain you why. So, once we have understood the location, so not so far from the sea, but you can see San Marino is surrounded by Italy. So, what would be, for who San Marino could be beneficial? Who can take advantages of this country? Well, for those who wants to live in Italy without living in Italy. So, who doesn't want to pay taxes in the Italian peninsula without living and pay taxes to Italy? Because there is this other country that allows you to live basically almost in the center of Italy, but you're not actually in the same country. It's a different one with a different fiscal system and a different taxation. And now we're going to check a little bit broadly that there is a certain convenience moving to San Marino in terms of taxation. So I prepared this table to show you exactly the differences. Let's start with the taxation on physical person. San Marino has a percentage on taxation on physical person if you move there as a fiscal resident between 9% and 35%. Compare the Italian one that starts from 23 to 43%. Keep in mind that in this channel we are talking about a lot of an impatriate regime, forfeit regime, and all the kind of tax benefit that you can exploit as a new resident. So makes Italian as a fiscal haven is possible if you're new resident. But San Marino doesn't need to have all this tax benefit. Already has by default a lower tax rate, a more sweet tax rate, a soft one, I would say. And here to even more tell you exactly the comparison with the general income, the general tax rate, Italy starts with 23% at the first 15,000, right? But San Marino, the first 10,000 is 9%. And then you have more brackets, and up to 50,000 euro per year, you still pay 25%. While in Italy, you already reached 43%, okay? The big differences here is that in Italy, you can exploit the detraction. So you can reduce your taxes once are calculated. In San Marino, you don't have this one. So you pay straight what you see as in percentage. Now, the balance is to make some calculation, because sometimes San Marino can be more advantageous for certain extent, but in Italy, with the tax benefit as a new resident, can be even more advantages, okay? And this is for general, broadly for general incomes. Now, if we go back and we check the other type of income, companies has a very big advantages compared to the Italian one. So they pay 17% taxes on corporate tax, and for the first 6 years, this corporate tax it's cut by 50%. So the effective tax rate would be only 8.5%. So it's very low. While in Italy it starts from 24% plus the IRAP tax, which is a tax on production. So it's a little bit complicated, the calculation here, which makes an overall between 27 and 28% effective tax rate for the Italian companies. The VAT rate, in San Marino there is no VAT rate, you don't pay VAT except for the goods that you're imported. So if you're a business in San Marino, you're importing goods, you pay a VAT of 17% here. But for the rest, for the internal exchange of services and goods in San Marino, there is no VAT. While in Italy, you pay the 22% as an ordinary rate. Of course, San Marino has also lower rate than 17% for other type of businesses. And the most evident advantages here are dividends. In San Marino, just 5%, while in Italy, 26%. Interest, 11%, San Marino 11%, in Italy, 26%. Capital gain, 8%, Italy, 26%. In San Marino, you don't pay capital gains at all on property after 5 years of possess, and this is the same as in Italy, but also for financial assets. So if you have share of companies and you hold them for 5 years, you don't even pay this 8% taxation. As you can see, it's not really a tax haven, but it's more advantageous. Now, if you're a physical person and you don't want to pay taxes in Italy because you want to spend less than 6 months, well, maybe staying on San Marino for some times allows you to avoid paying taxes in Italy and pass this famous 183 days. So you're not taxable for the Italian tax authority because you spend some time in San Marino, which is maybe an area close to the place you want to stay a little bit. This is the area of north of Italy and center of Italy, more or less, especially if you want to stay on the coastline. The problem of San Marino is that the residence. So acquiring the residence in San Marino is complicated. It's not easy things to do. As you can see here, the official website of San Marino, the government website of San Marino, basically six type of residence that you can apply to become a San Marino resident, and they are not so easy because for certain extent you have residence for economic reason here, in which you have to invest some of your money on certain bonds or government bonds or in certain property or renovate existing property. You have the economic procedure or the simplified residence for economic reasons, but the problem of this is that you have to hire people that are from San Marino. So locals needs to be hired in your company, and you have a minimum number of people that you have to hire in your company in order to be a resident there. You have elective residents still for investment, but for all those kind of residents, there is a limitation. I will leave this link in the description below this video, so you can basically by yourself check each and every rule of this residence to become a San Marino resident. But become San Marino residents doesn't mean that you have to pay taxes there. And also the other way around. I mean, you can become a San Marino fiscal resident without having a residence. This is something that you have to keep in mind, because based on the convention to avoid the double taxation, San Marino requires you to pay taxes even if you spend just 6 months, even if you just have the domicile in San Marino without having the official resident. So it's to be evaluated if you want to spend some time in the Italian peninsula, maybe for more than 6 months, without being considered tax resident in Italy. If you have any question about San Marino, other specific questions, if you're interested in this country, if you want to know more about taxation in San Marino because you're interested to invest there rather than in Italy, just let us know. We will produce more and more video on this subject. And if you want, we can have a consultation, we can have a talk. In the description below the video, you will find our email in which we can talk and discuss if San Marino is convenient for you. Thank you, and see you in the next video.